Welcome to Tanu Science. In this video, we'll learn the answers for long answer questions of optics chapter lesson number 2. First question, list any 5 properties of light. So any 5 properties you can write. So light is nothing but form of energy. Form of energy, for example, if light incident on the metal surface, this consider this metal surface. When light incident on the metal surface, electrons will be emitted. So this is photoelectric emission. To emit the electrons, light is required. So light doing some work. If anything doing some work, it has some energy. So light is the form of energy. Then light travels in a straight line. So second point is light travels in a straight line. Consider these 3 cardboard with single holes arranged in a straight line. If you ignite the light, that light passing through these holes. If you eliminate these holes, the light passing through these holes, if any cardboard is displaced, light will not be travel another side of the cardboard. So this experiment explains light travels in a straight line. Light is the fastest one. So fastest one means it can travel with velocity of 3 into 10 power 8 meter second power minus 1. Light can propagate in vacuum. So it does not require any medium for its propagation. For example, sound want to propagate, it needs some medium, then only sound can propagate. But light without a medium, it can propagate. For example, this is earth. Around the earth there will be a atmosphere. After the atmosphere, vacuum is there. After that, consider this is a sun. Light from the sun passing through the vacuum. That means light passing through the vacuum. Light from the sun passing through vacuum, in the sense vacuum is no medium. So without any medium, light propagate. So light can propagate without any medium. Next, light consists of several colors, violet to red. So violet has, for example, 400 nanometer, around 400 nanometer wavelength. Red light 700 nanometer wavelength. So different colored light has different wavelength and frequency. If the wavelength is different, frequency also different. The frequency formula is nu is equal to c by lambda. So by using this formula, we can convert a wavelength into frequency or frequency into wavelength. So different colored light has different wavelength and frequency. Now you can see the properties of light one by one. So first question, list any 5 properties of light. So first one, light is a form of energy. Light always travels along straight line. The speed of light in vacuum or air is 3 into 10 power 8 meter second power minus 1. Then it does not require any medium for its propagation. It can travel through vacuum. Different colored light has different wavelength and frequency. Question number 2. Explain the rules for obtaining images formed by a convex lens with the help of ray diagram. So we are going to discuss the rules. Rule 1. This is convex lens. This is principal axis which is passing through the optic center. When a ray of light strikes a convex lens obliquely, so obliquely means inclined. When a ray of light strikes a convex lens obliquely at its optical center, it continues its path without any deviation. So simply you can understand, when a ray of light passing through the optic center of the convex lens, it won't deviate. When a ray of light strikes a convex lens obliquely, means inclined, at its optical center, it continues its path without any deviation. Rule 2. This is convex lens. We know that this optic center is principal focus. When a ray of light parallel to the principal axis, this is ray of light, this is parallel to the principal axis, strikes a convex lens. After refraction, the refracted ray will pass through the principal focus. When a ray of light parallel to, this is ray of light which is parallel to the principal axis, strikes the convex lens, the refracted ray pass through the principal focus. The refracted ray pass through the principal focus. So this is second rule. If a ray parallel to the principal axis, after refraction, it will pass through the principal focus. Rule 3. This is convex lens, principal axis passing through the optic center of the lens. Now when a ray of light passing through the principal focus, see this ray of light passing through the principal focus strikes the convex lens, the refracted ray will be parallel. This is the refracted ray is parallel to the principal axis. So when a ray passing through the principal focus, when a ray passing the principal focus strikes the convex lens, so strikes the convex lens, the refracted ray, this is refracted ray, will be parallel to the principal axis. Question number 3. Differentiate the eye defects, myopia and hypermetropia. First different, myopia is also known as short-sightedness. So myopia is also known as short-sightedness. Hypermetropia also known as long-sightedness. So this meaning, short-sightedness means they can see only the nearby object, cannot see the distant object. So short-sighted person can't see the distant object, So they cannot see the far objects, they can see only the near objects. For hypermetropic person, they can see only far objects or distant object, cannot see the nearby objects. So cannot see the nearby objects. Then third point, it occurs due to the reason for myopia or short-sightedness due to the lengthening of eyeball. This is a eyeball, so this length is greater. Due to the lengthening of eyeball, myopia occurs. This occurs, hypermetropia occurs due to the shortening of the eyeball. The size of the eyeball is small, so that person affected by hypermetropia, here the length of the eyeball is lengthened, so that they are affected by myopia. Then next, fourth one, the focal length is reduced. So focal length here reduced because they can see only the nearby object. So nearby object means the focal length is going to be reduced for the myopic person. For hypermetropic person, focal length is increased because they can see the far objects or they can see the distant object. So focal length for hypermetropic person is increases, focal length for myopic person is decreased. Then image is formed in the front of the retina. Always for normal eye, image should be formed on the retina. This is retina surface or light sensitive layer. So image should be formed on this retina. If any defect, the image will not be formed on the retina. For myopia person, image is formed in the front of the retina. So image is formed here itself, in the front of the retina. But for long-sightedness, image will be formed behind the retina. So image is formed behind the retina. That image should be brought on the retina. So for defect person, image will not be formed on the screen. In myopia, image is formed in the front of the retina. For hypermetropia, image is formed behind the retina. So this image should be formed on the retina. So how will you bring this image on the retina? By using the concave lens. So by using concave lens, we can bring this image on the retina. So by using this concave lens, we can bring this image on the retina. For hypermetropia, by using the convex lens, we can bring the image on the retina. So corrected lens for hypermetropia is convex lens. Corrected lens for myopia is concave lens. Now we'll see the points one by one. It is also known as short-sightedness, we discussed already. It is also known as long-sightedness. Short-sightedness means they can see only the nearby object, cannot see the distant objects. Here long-sighted means can see the distant object, cannot see the nearby objects. It occurs due to lengthening of eyeball. The eyeball is lengthened. Here shortening of eyeball. It occurs due to the shortening of eyeball. the focal length is reduced. For lengthening the eyeball is focal length going to be reduced. Here focal length going to be increased. For shortening of eyeball, focal length is increased. Then image is formed in the front of the retina. Here image is formed behind the retina. This myopia corrected by concave lens. So this defect can be corrected using a concave lens. This defect can be corrected using convex lens. You can write any 5 points depend on the question. Type fourth one. Explain the construction and working of a compound microscope. First we'll see what is compound microscope. By using simple microscope, you can see the small objects. If the object is very tiny or very small, we can use the compound microscope. So compound microscope used to see the tiny objects. Its magnification is more than simple microscope. So how many times is more than 50 to 200 times more magnification power than simple microscope. So its magnification is high. Now we'll see the construction. A compound microscope consists of two convex lenses. One is objective lens, another one is a high lens. This is the principal axis. Objective lens is near the object. So this is AB. AB is the object. So lens placed near the object, hence it is objective lens. This is high lens. This high lens is placed near to the observer's eye. This is observer's eye. So that this is high lens. Objective lens focal length is very small or shorter, but lens with larger focal length and larger aperture is a high lens. So high lens with larger focal length and larger aperture. For this one, shorter focal length. Both the lenses are fixed in a narrow tube. The tube is not shown in the figure. So both the lenses are fixed in the narrow tube with adjustable projection. Adjustable projection means we can move the lens front and back. So we'll see the points how to write. So first one, objective lens. This objective lens, the lens with the shorter focal length is placed near the object. This is lens with the shorter focal length placed near the object. Hence it is objective lens. Then second lens is high lens. High lens, or you can say eyepiece. The lens with the larger focal length and a larger aperture placed near the observer's eye. Now lens with larger focal length, larger aperture is placed near the observer's eye. Hence it is high lens, or you can say the eyepiece. Both the lenses are fixed in a narrow tube with the adjustable projection. So we can move this lens front and back for our convenient view. Now we will see the working of compound microscope. The object AB is placed at a distance greater than the focal length. We know that this optic center, this is principal focus. The distance between optical center and principal focus is focal length. So the object should be placed slightly greater than the principal focus or focal length. So we should keep beyond the principal focus. Now object is placed as AB. Due to refraction of this shorter focal length lens, image will be formed behind the lens. We know that rules: if a ray travel parallel to the principal axis, after refraction it will pass through the principal focus. If a ray passing through the optic center, it won't get any deviation. This is second ray. Now refracted ray is meeting at a point. That point gives the position of image formed by objective lens. This is A dash, B dash. This real and inverted image is formed in the magnified way. This image acts as a object to the eye lens. The image formed by objective lens is act as a object to the high lens. This is a parallel ray to the principal axis. After refraction, it will pass through the principal focus of the high lens. Then one more ray, if it is passing through the optic center, it won't get any deviation. If we extend this refracted ray, we'll get the position of the image. This image is considered as a final image. This is A double dash B double dash. This A double dash B double dash is a final image in the magnified way, visual and erect with respect to this image. But object and final image formed in the same side. Now we'll see the how to write for exam. So first point, the object AB is placed at a distance slightly greater than the focal length of objective lens. The object AB is placed at a distance slightly greater than the focal length. Next, this lens forms real, inverted and magnified image as A dash B dash is formed at the other side of the objective lens. So this real and inverted image is formed at the other side of the objective lens. Third point, this image behaves as the object for the high lens. So the position of the high lens is adjusted in such a way that the image A dash B dash falls within the principal focus of the high lens. The image behaves, this image behaves as the object for high lens. The position of the high lens is adjusted in such a way this image falls within the principal focus. So this image should be in the focus. Here behind the focus or beyond the focus, but here image is within the focus. We have to adjust this high lens. Then last point, this AI lens. The high lens forms a virtual enlarged and erect image A dash double dash B double dash on the same side of the object. So this eye lens forms virtual erect and magnified image same side of the object. Thank you, students.